Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a declutter video. We're going to be decluttering bronzers and blushes. So I have a ton of them, and I am going to include sort of face palettes in there as well, unless they're primarily highlighting palettes. But I'm going to be decluttering bronzers and blushes today. So I just want to do sort of a quick little intro. You're going to be looking down onto the top of my vanity. We're going to go through sort of the different places that I store those two sorts of products. And then we're going to go through and declutter them and see what I can actually get rid of in my collection. So if you'd like to see those sorts of videos, please stay tuned. Alright guys, so hopefully this is an okay angle for you and not too loud. So this is one of the drawers that I keep up on the top right hand corner of my desk, or is on my left side if you're watching me on camera. I picked up these drawers at TJ Maxx and adore them. It actually matches the little flat sort of drawer set that I have under my mirror as well. So let's go through this drawer first. I have blushes and bronzers both in here, and I have more down below in my drawers down here as well. So first off, the Too Faced Love Flush Blush in Baby Love. This is not going anywhere. This is a beautiful blush. I haven't even really used it all that often. As you can see, sort of the pattern is still quite on there. Those two little bunnies are quite cute, but this is not going anywhere. Saving that. This is a little baby NARS Laguna bronzer. Saving that. I actually really enjoy this for when I'm a little bit darker in the summertime. This is a little sample of the Smashbox LA Lights Blendable Lip and Cheek Color Stick Color in the shade Beverly Hills Blush. I've never actually used this, and I really don't think that I'm going to. It was just a little sample, so I am actually going to get rid of that. This is a little baby sample of the Too Faced Love Flush Blush in the shade Love Hangover. A really pretty coral sort of satiny shade, very pretty. That's not going anywhere. This is a little deluxe size of the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in the shade Blissful. A really bright sort of watermelon pink, really pretty for summer. That's not going anywhere either. I'm probably not going to be getting rid of much. Sorry, guys. I don't have a ton of blushes and bronzers. I mean, I have a ton for a normal human being, but the ones that I have, I actually really enjoy because I'm not that much of a blush or bronzer person. But this is the Tarte 12-Hour Amazonian Clay Blush in the shade Exposed, one of my all-time favorite blushes. This is not going anywhere either. This is more of my most used sort of blushes and bronzers. Blushes and bronzers, by the way. Another all-time favorite is the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. That is what this guy looks like. Really pretty, peachy, pinky, corally. So, there's Loki. Bye, bud. Pinky sort of shade, very pretty, not going anywhere. This is also a little sort of deluxe size of the Laura Geller Bronze and Brighten in the shade Medium. This was just a little sample as well, but I actually really enjoy this, surprisingly. But it is a little dark for me, so I usually just wear it in the summer. This is another all-time favorite. This is the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Between the Sheets, and it is a matte shade. Very pretty, very sheer, but a really pretty natural color. This is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Blush in the shade W12, which is Bare Honey. A really pretty shade for sort of a really natural flush of color. It does have a little bit of shimmer in it. I actually picked this up because, well, she used to be Essie Button, but Estee, she recommended this, and I absolutely adored it on her, and we have similar complexions, so I did pick this one up and have been loving that. Actually, this might be in a recent Shop My Stash because I haven't used it in a while. This is the the Benefit Do the Hoola Soft Matte Liquid Bronzer. This is going to go. I don't use this. I tried once or twice, but it's just not really for me. This is another Milani blush. It's the Milani Powder Blush. Really pretty in the shade Romantic Rose, which is 01. A really pretty neutral sort of dusty rose sort of shade. This is another little sample of a bronzer from Bare Minerals. This is the Bare Minerals Ready Bronzer in the shade The Skinny Dip. This is actually a little bit too warm toned for me, so this is actually going to go. All right, another all-time favorite product here. This is the Too Faced Baked Luminous Glow Bronzer in the shade Sweet Tea. It's got two different sides. If you throw them together, they are really just stunning. Love that product. And another Too Faced. Can you tell I love Too Faced? This is the Too Faced Perfect Flush Blush in the shade Peach Beach. I got this on sale during one of the 21 Days of Beauty steals. Got it half off. And again, it really just is a stunning shade. You can use them individually or mix them all together. And I love, love, love all of those. Okay, guys, so I haven't been doing so great so far. I've only gotten rid of 3 things, and they've all been sample sizes. But still, we're making progress. At least I like to think so. So, moving on. Just set that aside. Follow-up. I did forget to include these 2 palettes in my blush collection / declutter. They're not going anywhere, but they are things I did want to mention. This is the Becca Blushed with Light palette. Very, very pretty shades in this palette. This one is exclusive to this palette, which is the shade Wisteria, a beautiful dusty rose neutral sort of shade. This is the shade Songbird, which is a little bit more peachy, and this is the shade, oh no, what is this? Snapdragon, which is stunning for the spring and summer sort of months. But another palette that I did want to mention, as well as the Gwen Stefani Urban Decay Blush palette. Let's see, how can I? Ooh, I don't want to blind you guys. Okay, that'll do, right? Okay, so this is the Gwen Stefani blush palette. We have 2 more pinky tones. This is supposed to be a highlight, but for me is more sort of a blush topper, if anything. It is a little bit too dark as a highlight for me. And then we have more bronzy and peachy tones up top. Definitely not going anywhere. I love this palette. The packaging is beautiful, and it's something nice to keep on my desktop. Next, we're going to sort of pull from, oh, actually, we have something in a couple things, actually just one thing, in my everyday makeup drawer, something that I've been using a lot lately, which is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I adore this bronzer. It smells absolutely wonderful. It smells like summer, and it's super blendable and super creamy, and this is in the shade Bronzer, I'm sorry, and have been loving this, also not going anywhere. I'll just go put that back in my everyday makeup drawer. All right, so now this is the Kat Von D. I'm actually gonna pull out the other one as well. The Kat Von D Shade and Light blush in the shade Bonnie and Clyde. So I found this. I was finally able to snag these at a local TJ Maxx near me. This as well as another shade down below in the shade Sid and Nancy. We'll just open both of them right now. I've used Bonnie and Clyde, specifically this lighter blush, and I actually really enjoy it, but I can understand sort of the pigmentation concerns that were had and why these ended up at local TJ Maxx's so quickly. But I am keeping both of these because it took me so long to find them, and I haven't really given them a fair shot yet besides the lighter shade of Bonnie and Clyde. This is the Laura Geller Baked Blush and Brighten in the shade Tropic Hues. A friend of mine sent this to me. And I actually really enjoyed the shade for summer. It's a really sort of romantic flush of color. Oh, the lighting just went really terribly dark. I apologize. But this is something that I actually really enjoy. Let's see if I can get a little bit more light in here. But so this is staying as well. This is a new purchase for me. This is the Lorac. What is this? Just a powder blush in the shade Prism. It's a really pretty matte, peachy sort of shade. Love this. Would not get rid of this. Did just pick it up. 2 Urban Decay blushes that I also just picked up in the 21 Days of Beauty steals were these 2 Afterglow 8-hour blushes, one in the shade Fetish and one in the shade Rapture. This is Fetish. This is Rapture. Haven't really given these a full fair shot yet. I did use this a couple times last week and actually really enjoyed it. But this looks absolutely stunning for fall, this Rapture shade. All right. Okay, so this is something actually that is definitely going to go. This is a Pixie by Petra Beauty Bronzer in the shade Summertime. Super sparkly, doesn't really pick up a lot of pigment. This came in an Ipsy subscription. This actually is going to go. This is the Rimmel London sort of contour palette. So this is the blush, the bronzer, and the highlight. This is the shade 002 Coral Glow. I actually really enjoy this palette, so this is staying as well. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Mellow Wine in the new formula. I really haven't given this a go yet, but it looks beautiful for fall. I think this is actually going to stay until I can give it a better shot. All right, let's see here. I put my highlighters in this drawer as well, so I don't want to go through those just yet. This is, okay, well this actually is going to go as well. This is half highlighter, but it is half blush as well. This is the Pixie Rose Gold Beauty Blush Duo. Also came in an Ipsy bag. This also is going to go, actually. It's too shimmery for a blush, and I really just don't like the color on my skin tone. Alright, this is the NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder from, like I said, NYC in the shade Sunny. A little too warm toned for my liking, and actually this is going to go. I did pick this up. Actually, I might save this for a YouTube Made Me Buy It video that I am planning on doing soon, but after that I definitely will declutter it because it's just too warm for my skin tone. Alright, this is another Laura Geller blush that I have. This is the Baked Blush in the shade Catalina. This came in a set with some other products, and I don't really think that I've used it yet. So I actually think that I am going to use it before I get rid of it. It is sort of that baked formula. Actually, it looks a little too cool toned for my liking. I might actually declutter this one. Alright, so let's get a baby wipe out while we've got a swatch. Okay, so the next, what do we have next? This is a blush and highlight palette. So I am going to go through it since there are a couple blushes in this palette as well. This is the Becca Afterglow palette. I am going to keep this because it does have Moonstone in the pressed version, which I don't have a full size of. I love the shade Wild Honey and Flower Child in this palette. So these are definitely staying. Yeah, Wild Honey and Flower Child. Alright, this is a little baby size of the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer in the shade Medium Deep. I actually really love this bronzer. I'm actually considering getting the light milk chocolate bronzer, but I actually really do enjoy this medium deep on my skin tone as well, when used lightly. This is a Seraphine Botanicals little baby size. This is Happy Hibiscus, a really pretty, natural sort of glow sort of blush. Definitely keeping this. It came in an Ipsy bag, and probably one of my favorite things that ever came in an Ipsy bag. All right. Yeah, we'll throw this in there too. This is the e.l.f. Contour Palette. I actually have never even used this. This actually also might be going in a Shop My Stash for one of the upcoming weeks because, again, I haven't tried it, and I wouldn't want to get rid of something without actually giving it a fair shot yet. So that is probably going to be in a Shop My Stash soon. This is the L'Oreal Visible Lift Blur Blush in the shade 501 Soft Peach. Another product I picked up because of Essie Button or Estee on her channel. This is brand new. I haven't even used it yet. So this is actually something that I am going to keep as well because, again, I haven't given it a fair shot. Alright, another Wet n Wild Color Icon blush, and this is in the shade Rosé Champagne. This is a really pretty shade as well, and very, very soft and really finely milled. So this is actually something I'm going to keep as well. This is the Japanesque, what is this? The Velvet Touch blush in the shade 03. I picked this up during one of the 21 Days of Beauty steals. It was half off. This is a bit too corally for me now that we are going into the the fall and winter months, but during the spring and summer, this is a stunning shade on the cheeks. So I will be keeping this as well. Plus, look at that packaging. Alright, this is the IT Cosmetics My Sculpted Face Contour Palette. This is actually the older version. I got this half off as well on the Ipsy site when I still was an Ipsy subscriber. Definitely keeping this. I haven't really given it a fair shot yet. I do love this really fair powder. Actually, it's white. It's not fair. It's just white. It's really nice for setting under the eyes, but this is definitely really a nice palette to have around. Alright, another palette that we have is the BH Cosmetics Forever Nude Sculpt and Glow palette. So the reason I keep this palette around is primarily for this highlight. It doesn't have a name and they don't sell it separately to my knowledge. This is a stunning cool-toned highlight for fair skin. I'm in love with this. If I could depot it, I might actually try to depot it. This banana powder is way too dark for my under eye area. The blush is really pretty, very similar to the Rosé Champagne, just a little bit more pink toned. And these bronzers or contour powders, they're okay. They're not my favorite, but this highlight is why I keep this palette around. All right, finally, nope, we have a couple more. We have the Wet n Wild Color Icon Contouring Palette in the shade Dulce de Leche. This is what this palette looks like. I've never really been in love with this palette. I tried using this under my under eye area after, per recommendation of a friend here on YouTube, hi Rochelle. It did do a little, or made my under eye area a little crepey. Unfortunately, I wanted to love it. This actually is probably something that is going to go. Alright, we also have the NYX Rouge Cream Blush. I've used this a couple of times with a stippling brush. You can see there's stippling marks in there. This is in the shade, oh, did I say in the shade? Natural. It's a really pretty shade. I don't really use cream products all that much, so that is going to go as well. Let's see. One more palette that I've got, if I can get it out of my drawer, oh no, is the Benefit Chic-a-thon palette. Whoops, this is what this palette looks like. The mirror doesn't bend all the way back. But we've got blushes and a couple different sort of bronzer shades. This is definitely staying. I haven't really given this much love lately either, so this also might be in a Shop My Stash soon, but this is definitely a keeper in my collection. Alright guys, I think that is all of my blushes and bronzers. Yes, I think that's it. So these are things that we are, oh geez, things that we are getting rid of, and the things are over here. I didn't do that great on this one, guys. I really didn't. But I do love what I'm keeping, and do need to get, or I need to get more use out of them before I can make a final decision. Okay, so this is what we're getting rid of. These products are actually going to be going into my sort of giveaway makeup box that my friends and my mom and my little sister go through. But these are the products that we are getting rid of. Alright, so if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know down below. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you like these sorts of videos. And thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.